Now we are going to see about the topics classification of signals. After completion of this course, the students can able to classify the continuous time signal based on properties and also the classify the discrete time signal based on properties. First we can see the continuous time signals and discrete time signals. What is meant by continuous time signal? A signal that is defined for every instant of time is called as the continuous time signal, and the continuous time signals are continuous in amplitude and continuous in time, and it is denoted by x of t, and it is also shown in this figure. This is an example for continuous time signal. Next, discrete time signal. A signal that is defined for discrete instant of time is called as discrete time signal. Discrete time signals are continuous in amplitude and discrete in time, and it is also obtained by sampling a continuous time signal, and it is denoted by x of n, and this is an example for discrete time signal. Next, we can see the classification of continuous time signal and discrete time signal. The continuous time signals and discrete time signals are broadly classified into deterministic and random signal, periodic and aperiodic signal, even and odd signal, energy and power signals, causal and non-causal signal. Now we can see one by one. First one is deterministic and random signal. A deterministic signal means it is a signal if there is no uncertainty over the signal at any instant of time, that is, it instantaneously value can be predicted in advance. It can be represented by mathematical equation, and the example for discrete time signal is sinusoidal signal. Random signal, it is otherwise said to be non-deterministic signal. A signal is said to be random if there is uncertainty over the signal at any instant of time, and its instantaneous value cannot be predicted in advance, and it cannot be represented by mathematical equation. For example, we can say the noise is a random signal. Next one is periodic and aperiodic signal. First one is periodic signal. A signal is said to be periodic if it repeats again and again over a certain period of time. And in the case of aperiodic signal, it does not repeat at a definite interval of time, and it is called an aperiodic signal. And in this case, in the case of continuous time signal, a continuous time signal is said to be periodic if it satisfies the condition x of t equal to x of t plus capital T, where capital T is the fundamental time period. And here, if the above condition is not satisfied, then it is said to be an aperiodic signal. The fundamental time period capital T is given by 2 pi by omega, where omega is the fundamental angular frequency in radian per second. Then now we can see the discrete time signal. A discrete time signal is said to be periodic if it satisfies the condition x of n equal to x of n plus capital N, where n is fundamental time period. And if the above condition is not satisfied, then the signal is said to be aperiodic. And the fundamental time period capital N, it is given by 2 pi m by omega, where omega is the fundamental angular frequency in radians per second, and here small n is the smallest positive integer that makes n as a positive integer. Now next one is even and odd signal. Even signal is otherwise said to be symmetric, and odd signal is said to be antisymmetric signal. In the case of continuous time even signal, a signal that exhibits symmetry with respect to t equal to 0 is called an even signal, and also it satisfies the condition x of t equal to x of minus t. For example, x of t equal to a cos t, it is an even signal. An odd signal, a signal that exhibits antisymmetry with respect to t equal to 0 is called odd signal, and the condition to be satisfied is x of t equal to minus x of minus t. And the example for odd signal is a sin t. And here mainly the odd and even signal, that is the continuous time signals are the signals are having the even and odd component, and the even component is given as x e of t, and odd component is x odd of t, and x e of t equal to 1 by 2 into x of t plus x of minus t, and this x odd of t equal to 1 by 2 into x of t minus x of minus t in the case of continuous time. Similarly, in the discrete time, a signal is said to be even when it with respect to t equal to 0 is called even signal, and the energy signal even signal satisfies the condition x of n equal to x of minus n. Similarly, in the case of odd signal, if it exhibits antisymmetry with respect to t equal to 0 is called the odd signal, and the odd signal satisfies the condition x of n equal to minus x of minus n. As in the same previous case, the signals can be classified divided into two, that is, it consists of even component and odd component, and here The even component is given by xe of n and odd component is given by x of n. And next one is energy and power signal. The energy signal which has finite energy and zero average power is called the energy signal, and also the non-periodic signal like exponential signal will have constant energy, and so the non-periodic signals are energy signal. The signal is said to be energy signal if the energy is infinite, that is the energy is finite and power is equal to 0, and in the continuous time energy is found by using the formula E equal to limit t tends to infinity integral minus t to t modulus of x of t the whole square into dt. And also for the discrete time signal, energy is given by the formula E equal to limit n tends to infinity summation n equal to minus n to n modulus of x of n the whole square. Power signal. The signal which have finite average power and infinite energy is called the power signal. The periodic signal like the sinusoidal complex exponential signal will have constant power, and so the periodic signals are power signal. The signal is said to be power signal if the power is finite and also the energy is infinite. For finding the power, in the case of continuous time, we are using the formula P equal to limit t tends to infinity 1 by 2t integral of minus t to t modulus of x of t the whole square into dt, and the average power P equal to limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2n plus 1 summation n equal to minus n to n modulus of x of n the whole square. And next one is causal and non-causal signal. In the case of continuous domain, the causal signal is said to be causal if it is defined as t greater than or equal to 0, that is x of t equal to 0 for t less than 0. And in the case of non-causal signal, it is said to be non-causal if it is defined for t less than 0, that are for both t less than 0 and t greater than or equal to 0, that is x of t is not equal to 0 for t less than 0. And when a non-causal signal is defined only for t less than 0, it is called an anti-causal. And this is in the case of discrete time. For the causal signal, a signal is said to be causal if it is defined for n greater than or equal to 0, that is x of n equal to 0 for n less than 0. And in the case of non-causal, a signal is said to be non-causal if it is defined for n less than 0 or both for n less than 0 and greater than or equal to 0, that is x of n can be given as it is not equal to 0 for n less than 0. And also when a non-causal signal is defined only for n less than 0, then it is also said to be anti-causal signal. And this are the question.